I have a 5-year-old mare who picks up her feet very quickly. She's okay with swinging ropes around her feet and legs, but as soon as I touch her legs, she picks up the foot very quickly. How do I teach her to slow down so I can actually get a grip on her foot?
Feed handling. So let's talk about this a little bit. In this particular question, when we're talking about the horse picking up his feet really quickly, couple of things. If you could throw your rope around, like it says in your question, you can throw your rope around and touch her all over the legs. The next step would be I'd go rub those legs down with my hand. Both hands, inside of the leg, outside of the leg. I mean, literally from the belly all the way down to the hoof. Get her real comfortable to where when you rub her all over, there's no defensiveness there whatsoever. When I say defensiveness, I mean, is she shifting her weight? Is she moving her feet? Is she picking it up? Does it feel tight? You know, the benefit of your hands being on them is you can really feel like, yeah, right there's some tightness. She doesn't like that. She doesn't like it when I, rub her on the hock or whatever it is, okay? Then we're going to go through the process of teaching the horse the cue to pick the feet up. So it sounds like you've done, like the horse knows how to pick the foot up. So the first thing I would tell you is you probably need to rub the leg a lot more before and after you pick it up, okay? So there's 2 things right there. The next thing, if the horse is picking up really quickly, typically it's because either they're defensive about it or they're a little cranky about it, okay? Now, without seeing your horse, it's a little hard to say which is which. Every once in a while, I would say the majority of them are just defensive about it. You squeeze the chestnut to pick the front feet up, or you squeeze the tendon, or however you were doing it. We squeeze the chestnut, but however you're doing it, okay? They're a little defensive, so they kind of snap that foot up there. Or you squeeze the cap of the hock, and the horse just comes out, look, okay, I'm picking it up now, okay? So usually, if it's defensiveness, it's just repetition. I'm just going to pick the feet up a lot. I'm just going to pick them up. I'm going to rub on them, spend lots and lots of time rubbing them when I got it in the air, because I want to show the horse that, hey, nothing to be defensive about. I'm not even going to do anything to it. I'm not going to try to trim it. I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to pick it up, rub all the way up and down the leg, rub it all over, drop it on the ground, and go back and rub it again on the ground. Just get the horse comfortable with the idea that me handling your feet's not a bad deal whatsoever. I'm not going to do anything to you, okay? Now, ever so often, you'll get one that when you go to squeeze the chestnut, they'll get a little cranky about it, and they'll kind of like pick it up a little bit ugly with you. Not necessarily like they're trying to kick you, but it's kind of grouchy, like mind your own business, and they'll pick the foot up kind of fast like that. If that's the case, I might just drop the foot on the ground and go back him up aggressively, go yield his hindquarters aggressively and chase his butt around. Pressure. And basically what you're doing is say, hey, listen, I don't appreciate the attitude. I noticed it and I don't appreciate it. So you hustle his feet, pressure, and as soon as his feet stop moving, you immediately pick the foot up again. All you're essentially doing at that point is trying to show the horse, isn't it nice? Why can't we just pick the feet up like gentlemen? Why can't we just do this the easy way? You're the one that wants to get all grumpy about this and turn this into a big issue. I wanted this to be a 10-second issue, and you're the one that's making it into a 10-minute issue, okay? So depending on what camp you think your horse in, if I had to put my money on it, I'd say it's probably defensive, okay? And you might say, well, Jeff, but I picked her feet up a lot. You just got to pick it up a lot more, okay? If you sent me your horse to train, that's what I would do with it. Every time in between the groundwork exercises, I'd pick the feet up. When I get done riding if it was like, let's say, for example, I had your horse out in the arena and I'm riding him around. When I'm done loping him around, I'm going to get off and I'm going to pick his feet up. And I'm going to rub all over them. Rub them while I got them up, rub them while they're on the ground. Then I get back on, I do another exercise. When I'm standing there, I got to let him air up anyway. He's got to get his air sometime. While he gets his air back, I'm picking those feet up. I want him falling in love with the idea of me picking that leg up and that it's not a pressured situation. It's just what we do now. When you think about this, let's say you pick, if you're like the typical horse owner, and I don't mean this disrespectfully, but if you're like the typical horse owner, you pick the horse's feet up before you start your training session, you pick the feet out, and that's kind of it. You know what I mean? For the rest of the day, it's kind of done. Unless the horse is having some kind of problem or something like that, you don't pick the feet up. What you've got to do is you've got to change that. You've got to add a lot more repetitions in there. It's like if you told me my horse is bad to saddle. Well, how many times do you saddle him? Well, once a day. Well, Well, if you saddled him 200 times today and he's still bad to saddle, come and talk to me about it. But if you only saddled him once and it didn't go well, why didn't you do it again? Okay? Why didn't you saddle him again, hose him off again, put the bridle on again, whatever it is? It's a repetition game, isn't it? Okay? Horses learn through consistency and repetition. So there's some basic principles to follow. I would go back and double check. Like if you had her right here, right now, I'd do my lead rope and my stick and string to make sure there's no defensiveness there. I'd go back and rub her down with my hands, and then I'd go through the process of picking it up and rubbing it like we talked about earlier, okay? So follow those steps. I know you can have success with that, and then you can go from there. If you're still having problems with that, send us another question and we'll work up another strategy. I hope this helps you out.
Take your horsemanship to the next level. The No Worries Club Premium membership is your ultimate portal to complete your horse training. You'll have access to Clinton's complete training library, thousands of hours of step-by-step instructional videos. You'll master all aspects of horsemanship, from fundamentals to trick training. You'll have access to our exclusive social network that connects you with thousands of dedicated horsemen from around the world. You'll have the method available wherever you are and accessible through the web, your phone and tablets, or your favorite streaming devices. You'll receive 8 all-new training videos per year and the quarterly No Worries Journal, as well as access to the ever-growing video library, Q&As, performance horse series, blogs, and more. But that's not all. You also get free tickets to walkabout tours and priority access to the latest news coming from Down Under horsemanship, not to mention VIP pricing on all of Clinton's must-have training tools. So what are you waiting for? Unlock the ultimate access and jumpstart your training program today.